receive feedback from the university community and adopt that feedback when it helps us make the policy better. So yes, I have been here before asking for revisions to the policy, but again, I'm grateful to the university community for the feedback. I'm grateful to the UFC co-chairs for their assistance. I'm grateful to my team. And yes, I'm here again asking for revisions to the policy.
Yeah, well, thanks for your rigor around that to the whole team.
And I move the adoption of the amended policy.
Second.
Let me make sure you heard the second. I'm sorry.
Are there any further comments? Okay, all in favor?
Comment on your rights.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and thank you for permitting me to speak on this. And I've spent 50 years of my practice litigating a very robust view of the First Amendment. And so this issue, not only in my general practice, but for the purposes of the university, I think is of critical importance that we get this right. And I really want to compliment the General Counsel, in my opinion, as having done that. Now,
Thank you.
Indiana University is, quote, the university of the state, end of quote. Sorry, Purdue. Our Indiana Constitution, of course, authorizes education as an activity of the state of Indiana with the purpose in mind of, quote, encourage by all suitable means the moral, intellectual, scientific, and agricultural improvement of the people of the state of Indiana, understanding that knowledge and learning generally diffuse throughout the community is essential to the preservation of a free government, end of quote. So since 1820, the Indiana University has been supported by the people of the state of Indiana to serve and benefit the state of Indiana. One of the principal ways we do that is educating our students. And in educating our students, what is critical, in my opinion, is creating well-rounded, informed, independent thinkers who have the necessary communication, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills that will providing specialized forms of education and training that focuses on imparting knowledge and practical skills required for life in America. Now, the central feature of an institution which encourages problem solving and critical thinking is what we've incorporated in the First Amendment and in the Indiana University First Amendment policy UA 14. And that is to protect, encourage, and nurture free speech and robust debate among diverse points of view. That is the most critical element of creating the type of citizens I believe that we are seeking to form at IU. Now, the expressive activities policy is, of course, is an application of the power that Indiana University, as a government entity, has in regulating free speech. And and of course, there are aspects of speech that are protected, and then there are other aspects that can be regulated that would otherwise be thought of perhaps as free speech, but that can be regulated. Now, the policy that was adopted had two features, and unfortunately in the debate about these have been conflated. One feature was that between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m., quintessential First Amendment activity, such as passing out brochure, if two or more people passed out a brochure or wanted to try to get people to sign a petition, that they had to seek approval 10 days prior to that activity. The other part was dealing with encampments and other aspects of the activities that occurred at that time. The part that was sued by the ACLU is the 11 to 6 a.m. requirement of prior approval for what is quintessential First Amendment activity, and the court ruled, and I agree with this ruling by that was sought by the ACLU, that that policy was overbroad. Now, what was not dealt with in that case, and quite properly so, is the other aspects of regulation that were enforced at that time. And so the new policy recognizes these differences. They recognizes that during 24 hours a day in Dunn Meadow, and when I was here as an Indiana University student, I protested in Dunn Meadow, so I know what that means. It's a hallowed ground as far as I'm concerned, that a full First Amendment rights to engage in that activity are fully protected. Now, it also recognizes, and this, is important because it came into play, and that is there are limits to what you can do in the name of the First Amendment. You cannot disrupt, in other words, prevent people from prevent or interrupt the operations of Indiana University. You can't put up structures on university property if they decide that that is not suitable or appropriate. You can't hang signs on buildings. You can't deface buildings. You can't go camping if the university chooses to prevent that activity. You can't block ingress and egress. You can't use too great a sounds. And what is, I think, remarkable about this resolution, this policy, revised policy, is that it does capture all of those things and says that cannot be done on Dunn Meadow quite properly under the strictures of the First Amendment, while recognizing and granting full First Amendment rights that to people that want to come into that place. So I want to also particularly compliment our general counsel because he sought comment, as he mentioned, and I think this was very significant, from many different organizations, received comments, carefully considered them, and in some cases incorporated their comments into the policy. And that's the kind of transparency and involvement of stakeholders that I think is really important to come to proper decisions by this board and by Indiana University. So I enthusiastically support this revision of the expressive activities policy, and thank you for your work.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.